Okay, welcome back to Diablo's Workshop. As promised in my last video, I am going to do an unboxing of the Fujimi Porsche Cayman, and even better, I am going to do an unboxing of this C1 trans kit for this particular kit. So as you can see, typical Fujimi instructions. Pretty detailed, and it probably helps if you read Japanese, but they're not too hard to follow. This is a curbside kit, and really not much to it. So we'll start off with the body. Real nice body. No mold lines that you can speak of. I mean, there might be a few, but generally, in my experiences, a lot of the Japanese kits, they do not have as many mold lines as, say, the American kits. Yeah, body's beautiful. Kind of a shame I'm not using this particular body, but yeah, so body is real nice. And then there's a few different sprues. Everything's still in the bag. So this is pretty much some of the interior pieces, and very nicely molded. And again, there's very little flash to no flash on a lot of this stuff. The door cards, the seats, which, as you'll see, I will not be using these seats as well. Door cards, yes. The clear parts are just really good. I mean, the sprue is actually broken, but none of the glass is broken. It's just the parts of the just the way the sprue was created. It kind of broke. It was a weak point there, but no harm, no foul. And then here's the chassis, and there's some motor detail there which you'll never see. However, the underside, you can see there's some pretty good motor detail. You're just going to have to either mask it and spray it or pick it out with a paintbrush. My method of choice is definitely masking and spraying. I don't like to paint with the paintbrush if I can't help it. There's some nice brake discs there with rotors. The mufflers, exhaust, springs. There is a front splitter. However, there is also a front splitter that comes with that C1 kit, and some other stuff for the bottom of the chassis. Again, very little flash, none to very little. This kit actually comes with 2 sets of wheels. There's that set there, and because they're in the bag, it makes them look real shiny, but it's almost like a satiny kind of aluminum. They're kind of cool looking. The headlight and taillight buckets, which I believe I'll be using the ones from the C1 kit. They're a little different. Red taillight glass. And the second set of wheels, and again, these, oh wait, actually, no, that's sealed too. Sorry. Thought maybe those weren't sealed as well. But yeah, these are also like a satiny finish. They're kind of cool. And then, of course, your decals, or very minimal. It's really the Cayman S plaques, a few Porsche logos, and the rest of that is for the Euro style license plates. So that's pretty much what that is. And it does come with window masking sheets, so you could do the window edgings in black without having to tape. They're pre-cut and they go right on the window, and you don't have to worry about cutting and all that fun stuff. So that's pretty much what we have for the Cayman base kit, and we'll be putting all this away. And I'm not going to bore you to death with putting it away. I'll put it away off camera. But here comes the second part of this, and that's the C1 models. And he has his own website if you guys want to go check him out. He has other stuff as well as this. And it actually transforms that car that we just looked at into the Cayman R. and the car on the front there is that special peridot metallic that Porsche put out. I was tempted to do it, and I decided I think I'm definitely doing the acid green, Porsche acid green. I got some of the Zero Paints Porsche acid green, and I've sprayed it on. I think I used it on the calipers for the Foose truck, and I was real happy with the way it looked. So I can't imagine how awesome it's going to look with the on a body and cleared and shiny, and some black Porsche decals and carbon fiber. It'll be fun. So what I have here, oops, sorry guys. This is the resin body that comes with the C1 kit, and this here is a fine piece of resin engineering. It's pretty much identical, minus a few small details from the kit version. One of those being I'm going to try to use the sanding stick to point it out. I don't know. Let's see. All right, so right in here, this fascia at the bottom, you can see there's a little this thin see-through flash there. Yeah, you can actually poke it right out. It's hardly attached, but that's a little different. It has these little vertical bars, whereas the stock one is just wide open there. And then the other big difference is in the front here. On the stock one, there's a bar that goes across with a little small projector light in it. This is wide open, and then he has some other parts that go in here, grills and that type of stuff. It's pretty cool looking. And the only other thing I was able to notice was the door handles. They are slightly different than the kit ones. And like I said, there's very, very little flash. And there's some in this vent hole here, and it's really hardly attached. It kind of just, you could brush it out. You don't really have to sand it or, cut it out. Yeah, it's definitely a nice piece. The lines are good. I mean, I'll definitely go back over them just to deepen them a little. There are some scuffs on it. Actually, I think it's what was ever in the resin. It's like you can't feel it. It's smoother than smooth. It's just like a dye, I guess, that's inside the resin for whatever reason. But I've had other parts of his that had that, and it covers with primer, and you don't even know it's there. So I'm not really concerned about that. So that's the body. And then there are some parts here that he includes. Like I said, the seats are a little bit different. And I'll zoom in on those. I mean, they're pretty close to what was in the kit, but I think they have this extra piece right in here that the kit doesn't. Other than that, everything else is almost the same. The headlight buckets and the taillight buckets are a little different. I'm guessing the Cayman R had that. And these are the wheels he includes. They're a little different than the stock wheels. So I'm not sure which wheels I'm going to use yet. But yeah, it's definitely a good kit. He does include some headlight lens material that fit the headlight openings. Although I think the stock ones will probably work as well. And here's a piece of the grill. And let's see if I can get that in the shot. And that kind of fits in the front, and then there's another piece that fits into it as well. Let me back up, see if I get that in there for you, so you kind of get an idea how it goes. Yeah, it kind of fits in there, and it's keyed just like the stock kit, so it goes in there, and it should look pretty cool. Like I said, the only other big difference was the splitter. The splitter on this is much more substantial, and it kind of kicks up on the sides more than the stock one. and I am pretty sure I'm gonna fully carbon fiber this bad boy. So we'll see how that goes. And like I said, here's another part of the grill. They key together, and then they fit into the grill opening there. And he did provide some real small, like jewel looking, I don't even know what you'd call them, but they fit in the headlight openings to look like projector lamps, and it's a pretty convincing touch. And the only other difference is, like, here's the rear tail light. It's a little different style than the one that's in the kit, and the front headlight bucket is a little different than what's in the kit. And there it is. And it actually, this looks almost identical to the one that's in the real Cayman R. So he did a real good job recreating that. So yeah, so that's pretty much the only differences. Definitely curbside. Of course, I'll detail the bottom like I always do. You know, I can't leave well enough alone. Really not sure what wheel set I'm going with. I kind of like all three sets, the stock ones and then the ones that came with the C1 kit. So we'll see. But yeah, that's pretty much what he has. And like I said, there's very little flash on everything. The only thing that's kind of a negative is there's no any type of instructions. Not that you really need instructions, but sometimes with some of his other trans kits, it's hard to tell where some of the parts go because you know, it's not something that's on the normal kit, on the stock donor kit. So, you know, but he's pretty cool. You could contact him on Facebook or through his website, and he usually answers. Usually what I do if I get stuck with something and I'm not sure what it is, I'll take a picture of it and go through Facebook and ask him what it is, and usually he answers like the same day. And once he tells you what it is, you go, oh yeah, that's what it is. But yeah, I mean, I have a lot of his product, and I'm real happy with it. It definitely kicks up the stock kit a bit. I mean, there's not a ton of difference between this body and the other body. But, you know, I figured if I'm going to do something that's going to go in that Euro diorama for Diversified Scalers contest in September, I want something that's kind of a little bit over the top. So, and I'm hoping this comes together good, and it'll look good. But yeah, like I said, I'm going with the acid green, which is an official Porsche color. Definitely looks cool, and I'm gonna add a little bit of carbon fiber decals and that type of stuff. It should look pretty cool when it's done. At least I hope it does. Well, anyway, guys, that's what's in the box. It's my first what's in the box video. By all means, let me know what I could do to make them better. And if everybody likes them and you want to see more stuff, I could definitely go through the stash and kind of do a what's in the box and show you guys what's going on. All right, guys. So thanks for watching, and remember, the devil is in the details.